everybody, and welcome to another trek around the stars as we get ready to go back into continuing mission episode 7, Captain. Before we can go forward, we have to go back and let's talk to all of our friends. And let's start with Lauren. Lauren, how are you? Who will you be playing? And are you ready to take the chair?
Yeah, I'm super ready. I'm always ready. I'm ready for, space battles. I'm ready for you to go live and not tell me that you're going to do it. Like super, super duper ready. I'm Lauren, and that's LT Ginger over on Twitter. I play Lieutenant Commander Natalia Nealon. Yep.
Now with that juicy tidbit, we will go down to another juicy tidbit. Steve, how are you doing, my friend? And who will you be playing tonight?
Hi, I'm Kiana. I'll be playing Soba this evening. I hope everybody's doing great. And,
you wish you were Kiana.
I wish I was. I do. I pray every night to that, actually. It was a dream come true. So...
there's pills for that, Steve.
So I will continue. I appreciate everybody, and I'm ready to go. Let's see how this is.
Sounds good. And as we go over to my friend Allison, how are you doing, and who will you be playing this evening?
Hey, Greg. Hey, everybody. It's Allison. I play Lieutenant Commander Quinn, Chief Engineer of the USS Athena. And up until about a second ago in game time, acting captain. Doing some badass acting captain kind of shit. Really excited to hand the chair back over to the woman to whom it belongs.
Fantastic. I always remember the old Louis Anderson joke about taking the car out as a teenager, crashing it, and coming back in and tossing the keys to your parents because what good were they anymore? So anyway, as the chair gets handed back over, let's go over and talk to Hawk. Hawk, how are you doing, my friend, and who will you be playing?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and just about any place but Facebook. And I am playing a joined trill by the name of Malachi Jabez, lieutenant in rank, and I am the chief science officer. And Soba and I are over on a nice little sphere here trying to gather what information we can before we hightail it back to be able to relax and not have to worry about anything once we get on board our ship.
Right. It's safety. It's like getting home in baseball. You'll be perfectly fine.
We can't wait to get home where it's safe, right, everybody?
Right. And last but certainly not least, let's jump over to my friend Summer. Summer, how are you? And who will you be playing?
I am fantastic. Doing great. I'm going to be playing Captain Elsie Locke. She's been on the ship this whole fucking time. Surprise. Really excited to just, sit down in my chair, which has been kept warm for me. Thank you so much, Quinn. There's vomit in and near it, I think. We'll get that looked at. But other than that, I'm just really excited to chill out. It's been stressful 10 minutes.
It's not my vomit.
No, I know. I think I can tell by looking at it. It's not yours. I know my crew very well.
Well, yeah, you know them down to the vomit level. That is intimate. Okay, so before the past couple episodes and sessions, we've been having various forms of captain's logs, science officer's logs, tactical officer's logs, engineering logs. But what we want to do tonight, our next up is Soba, but I wanted Steve to be able to finish whatever it was that Soba was doing over on the sphere. We'll just call it collecting for now. To give him as much material as possible for his Soba's log. So what we will do is I will give a brief recap of what we have done so far so we can continue to do feats of daring in the Star Trek universe powered by Modiphius's 2D20 system. A lot of things going on, everyone. The captain was lost in some type of alternate dimension aboard the USS Athena. Nat Nealon followed her in, and with the help of the enigmatic Q, was able to find the captain and a lot of missing, presumed dead crew members, but the two of them, the captain and Lieutenant Commander Nealon, were able to escape via transporter. over on the sphere, a sphere of ancient design, roughly the size of Earth, constructed of a very rare and dense element called neutronium, this sphere controls a nearby black hole. It controls it to the point where it can direct it, and it seems that they went over there to effect a change to its trajectory as it threatened a pre-warp Class M planet. Now, as all that was going on, it just so happens the Klingons showed up. And as the Klingons, who sort of caused this mess to begin with here in the Shackleton Expanse, began to press an attack on the USS Athena, it seems that there wasn't anybody on the bridge of a higher rank than Lieutenant Junior Grade, as Lieutenant Junior Grade Gentile took the chair and for all of 36 seconds was able to go to Red Alert and summon Lieutenant Candor Quinn to the chair, despite Lieutenant Quinn being the second highest ranking officer aboard the USS Athena. It seems Lieutenant Junior Grade Gentile bypassed the highest ranking, which would have been Dr. Lake Alcott, who did not perform quite well the last time he took the chair. But as all this is happening, simultaneously, with just a few little bits of time difference, we ended the episode with the captain and lieutenant commander beaming from this alternate dimension. The captain appeared on the bridge of the USS Athena, Lieutenant Commander Natalia Nealon on the bridge of the USS Artemis, the sister ship. It seems now that we have 2 Springfield classes in the area, 1 giant sphere, 2 Klingons, and a black hole in a pear tree. So, let's start where we need to, aboard the bridge of the USS Athena, as what will be, and what has been may still change. Lieutenant Candor Quinn, there is a materialization beside you, and Captain Elsie Locke appears.
Captain?
How long have I been gone?
Long enough for us to be engaged with the Klingons. We're in a dangerously tight orbit around the sphere.
Lovely.
We have 2 Klingon birds of prey. Oh, and the Artemis.
She turns to look to her side where Nat should be. I'm guessing I don't see her.
There's no one. No, there she is. Right. No, I'm joking. She is not there. The person that you beamed out with did not appear with you.
Computer, where is Lieutenant Commander Nat Nealon?
Lieutenant Commander Nat Nealon is not aboard the USS Athena.
Lovely. And I think she just takes a step forward and kind of puts her hand on your shoulder. And she's like, I've got it from here. Thank you.
Quinn hops up and pops around to the consoles behind the captain's chair, to the engineering console, and connects quickly to engineering to let them know she's here and she's going to run things from the bridge.
You would hear Tasatek's voice as they... Engineering.
Tasatek, it's Quinn. I'm going to run things from the bridge. The captain's back.
Yes, Lieutenant. And you see primary control flash up on your screen.
Remind me where we are on shields and weapons.
I will defer to the tactical officer of the USS Athena.
Okay. I mean, weapons are fine, but our shields were... They're no long. Oh, they're a little down. They're at their standard right now of 9.
Okay, so did you fire on them last time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we hit him. We hit him good.
Okay.
You can see the sort of the debris field still spreading out from the multiple torpedo hits.
And currently we're still in orbit with the planet or with the sphere. Or did we break of that?
For point of reference, when Lieutenant Quinn pulled her maneuver, she went around the exterior of the sphere, basically in between the sphere and the black hole, and then slingshotted back around and came at the Klingons like a bat out of hell, firing as the Klingons were kind of fighting the turbulence of the gravity wells. And so now it's basically in a line, the black hole, the sphere, the USS Athena, and the Klingons are kind of swirly right there. You also see off a little bit the Artemis and a second bird of prey.
Okay. And who's our pilot right now? Ensign Benzite? Is that who it is?
Ensign Benzite, yes. And
Awesome.
it would be at that moment that Benzite would say, "She's coming around," as his hands are flying over the screen.
Ensign, if you can break for the Artemis and we can maybe draw the attention of the second bird of prey, can we try and hail the Artemis? Hopefully they'll open comms if they're also under attack.
Ensign Wyatt, Olivia Wyatt, turns around. "I can hail them."
Get him up on the screen.
You see her fingers fly as we cut over to the bridge of the USS Artemis, where the identical voice of the USS Artemis has just responded. "The highest ranking officer aboard the USS Artemis is Lieutenant Commander Nat Nealon, and the chair is vacant."
Just a very slow blink. Are we already at red alert?
You can see the red stripes along the side of the...
Wonderful. She passes by the passed out or dead body, is going to pluck that badge off there because it doesn't belong there.
You're taking Khan's badge?
Yes, because he didn't earn it.
Several people watch, but because you're at red alert and various other reasons, they don't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Hail the Athena.
It's at that exact moment we're being hailed.
Great.
And you see Elsie appear on the view screen.
Hello, Captain.
Lovely to see you. How exactly did you make it aboard the Artemis?
No idea.
All right. Well, I'm headed in your direction. Hopefully we can draw the fire of both the birds of prey. And if you can swoop around from the back, maybe we can catch them by surprise. This one has taken significant damage. We'll do the best we can. Does that sound all right to you?
Sure.
And we're going to set a course straight for the other bird of prey. Be like, we're fucking coming for you. And hopefully draw the one that we just fired upon.
Okay. Steve, if you would, for Ensign Benzite, I would like you to roll me... I just go for control and con right now, as this is a pretty straightforward maneuver here.
Those fingers.
One success, you are able to do exactly that, as he is able to make a beeline between the Artemis and the Athena. As the Athena pulls away and begins to arc towards the Artemis and creep away from the sphere, I would like Nat to roll me a presence and command, please.
Have fun.
I'm going to use some momentum. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. 3!
Nice.
Put that momentum back, as you only needed 2. But the crew of the USS Artemis, the bridge crew, goes back to their stations, back to what they were doing. They drop into the trained mechanics of a Starfleet officer and begin just shouting out things to you, various states of the shields and whatnot. Shields are at 100%. They haven't taken any damage. Everything seems to be okay with them right now.
All right. Is Preston in the chair?
Preston Lee is the pilot. In fact, I can give you a rundown of who you have currently that you know of on staff. Ensign Preston Lee is the pilot. The tactical officer is Baker Franken. He is there, and he is at his station.
He's there. Yeah, he's there. Physically. Okay. Ensign Lee, the Athena will be heading our way. As they approach us, I would like you to go under them and see if you can get behind the second bird of prey.
Will do. Steve, I want you to roll for Preston Lee. She has the same stats as Benzite. And this one is a daring and con for me, please. Is that what you're calling it?
Yes.
Say that. I'm not going to steal the thunder of that maneuver's name. If this is a maneuver,
Hey.
fantastic. If this is a maneuver, please tell me, tell everyone what you all are calling this maneuver and why.
We each have different names for it.
Yes. Nat knows it as the Tellarite hug.
Yeah, Elsie calls it the big squeeze, but the actual name for it is sandwiching. We're just gonna sandwich these bitches. It's gonna be great.
Oh, okay, so
We were doing research.
We did research on maneuvers, no big deal.
I love it.
all right. So as you begin the tactical excellence that is the Tellurite hug, as both ships go the way that they are supposed to, bank an extra momentum. Wait a minute, did you roll with 1d20 or 2d20, Steve? Okay. Yeah, it should have just been one for Benzite because they only get, but that's still a success. So, yeah, everything is nothing, or for Preston Lee, I should say, nothing is as fluid as Soba would do it, but it's done. And so everything is banking and moving. There is a dance, an orchestra being played out in the stars outside of the sphere with the Shackleton Expanse as the backdrop. Right now, for the theater of the mind, the USS Athena is rocketing towards the Artemis. The Artemis is dipping to get behind Klingon Bird of Prey 2, while Klingon Bird of Prey 1 is chasing behind the Athena. And it is only at this time that both Captain Locke and Lieutenant Commander Nat Nealon and Lieutenant Kander Quinn would notice that on your readouts of these Klingon birds of prey, they have names. It seems that whatever information was downloaded from the portrait aboard the Artemis, these Klingon birds of prey have been at least known to the point of naming. It seems that the first one, the Klingon Bird of Prey 1 that is chasing the USS Athena, is called the Krogoth. And the Klingon Bird of Prey 2 that is being snuck up on by the Artemis is called the Dortas.
Anything familiar about those names? Do we know what they mean?
Yeah, have we even heard them before?
Krogoth roughly translates as the blister of a burn, and Dortas transfers as the glint, the actual glint on a blade.
Cool. Those are great names.
I want to send a high intensity sensor pulse at the Krogoth behind us as we pull by, knowing what's coming with this maneuver. I wonder if we can blind them a little bit or reduce the accuracy of their sensors as the Artemis is about to take its shot.
I like this idea. And I am going to tell you how I will. I'm going to tell you how I will allow it to occur to the best and most narrative conclusion. Allison, you created a spinning network of satellite probes that went along the outside of the USS Athena to look for any foreign bodies, potentially spies and things like that. I will allow you to send that array out to the Krogoth and basically act like flies and gnats and only flies and gnats. They're carrying great big flashlights, so when they go by the windows, they can kind of screw with the sensors.
Yep, I'm about that.
You tell me what you want to roll then. These are you're sending out your swarm. Let me know.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this so much.
Yeah. How about I hate what I'm about to say. How about a control engineering?
Sure.
Hey, I got you. If you need to re-roll, I'm here now.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay. All right. Control engineering. And I don't think I don't think I've got a focus. Oh, but I'll take 2 successes though.
If you want to re-roll one, you can. Just saying.
You can absolutely re-roll the failure that you had to see if you can get an additional success. It's free, doesn't cost a thing.
Let's do that, shall we?
So just do the same thing with 1d20.
Nope.
Oh, that's okay.
Still works though. So what ends up happening is just as you pass by, almost like that drive-by strafe, the probes that are floating around like objects in space on the outside of the Athena, they as one thruster away. And as the class of probes that you used actually have full impulse capabilities, they're able to keep up with the trailing Krogoth and begin to harry it like, you know, flies to the jackal. And so as the Krogoth begins to try to maneuver and work their sensors, mechanically what's going on is as they fire out their tracking bursts and their sensor arrays, it's getting reflected back to them by the probes that are circling around. Klingons might figure this out, but they're not going to figure it out quickly. So, yes.
Question: what era bird of prey are these? Are they? Oh God, what are all the different ones?
The best I have heard described for the Klingon birds of prey is there's obviously the ones that are larger, that are more modern and things like that. But the older birds of prey that actually were in like Kirk's era and the original series and things like that, they never get like decommissioned. They just get augmented. So these are 2 pretty old birds of prey, but as Roddenberry explained them, they're not old in the sense that they're falling apart. They're old in the sense of they're like muscle cars. Right. Yeah, so
but the older ones, the D12s. Okay. Okay. We had 2 weeks.
Before you say anything, let me just say that, as the eras go by and we go from original series to next generation, if there was a defect in the old versions, those have been taken care of. I don't know if that's what you're going to say, but I mean,
so tactically, the best place to fire upon them is from underneath the underbelly on these ships. So that's basically what we're doing as we go under. So it's kind of like Athena, bird of prey, Artemis is the idea. Boop, boop, boop.
Our idea is I'm gonna hopefully draw both the birds of prey, and they'll either fall in line side by side or one behind the other, probably side by side. And then we're gonna bank like right or left, and when they start to turn, we're gonna like loop under, but the Artemis will hopefully already be underneath them. So line them up.
So the idea is to drag the Krogoth and the Dortos, and then have Artemis shoot up from underneath like some type of bear trap.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's the hug.
It's the squeeze.
It's sandwiching, everybody.
Yes.
Jesus.
It's the big squeeze.
Okay, so I'm going to allow all of this. You rolled everything that you need to roll for this. And before we flash over to see what's going on with our friends in the sphere, I will simply say this. Artemis, roll me your attacks as you are able to drill and come up through as the Athena does exactly as Captain Locke would like and drags the Kortos, or the Krogoth and the Dortos in line.
Okay. So.
You got this.
Oh, I'm fine. This has nothing to do with me. This has to do with not building my own ship. Cool. Great. Nice. Can I use momentum on this if I'm rolling for the ship?
You can use momentum for anything.
Oh, cool. Boop.
At least as far as I'm concerned.
You could use 2. I wouldn't be mad.
Well, to get that, yeah.
Yes.
Roll that. Roll that damage.
I like this ship.
Oh,
I like this ship.
5 plus effects, and the effects on is it? You don't have vicious or anything. It's just psychic weapons, right?
Yeah. It's just the I just fired the phaser array.
Okay, so that's a total of 5 damage. As who I'm going to give you the option. You see the same readouts that they see over on the Athena, Lieutenant Commander. You see that there is the Krogoth, and you see that the Dortos. The Krogoth is the one that has been injured and is currently blinded by the pseudo blinded by the probes.
I think everything at the Krogoth.
Okay. So as you fire at the Krogoth, you see that instead of hitting that resistance, that bluish screen of shielding, you instead see the phasers of the Artemis lance through and begin to tear along the thin neck of the bird of prey, and you see Atmo being vented into space as you did not hit any shields whatsoever. As the Artemis just, as the phasers come in and rip this thing from underneath, and you immediately see the Dortos peel off to the left as it reacts to your arrival. But let's see what's going on inside the sphere. When we last left Ensign Soba, our Ferengi archaeologist, and our science officer, Lieutenant Malachi Jabez, they were down within the depths of this large, ancient alien device. They had just found a frozen Lieutenant Virilla Evo, the science officer from their sister ship, the Artemis, her hands motionless above a control panel of ancient design. With them were Ensign Revo Farron and Chief Dinah Barhanu, who was sent by Lieutenant Kander Quinn to act as the engineering liaison. They currently have a grav sled that is keeping them from being smashed apart by the intense gravity of both the station and its proximity to the black hole. There was also another grav sled that was brought in, presumably, by the crew of the USS Artemis. That grav sled was used by Ensign Soba to redirect a large triangular-headed construct into the vast reaches of the sphere's inside when he reversed gravity on it, nearly costing himself his own life, but luckily, he gave Ensign Revo a whip that brought him back down to Earth. It is with that reeling in of the whip, the feeling of Virilla Evo's hand on your shoulder, Lieutenant Jabez, that we begin the action inside the sphere. What would you all like to do?
All right, first thing Jabez is going to want to do is, as soon as he sees that Evo is conscious and moving, he's going to turn around and look at her and check with her, how are you? Where's your away team?
I'm fine. They're dead.
Are you aware what the sphere is doing to the black hole?
I was able to watch it over the past hours. I can only imagine that it's drifting. If my calculations are right, it's drifting towards the Class M planet in this system. And she looks at you for confirmation.
Yeah, that is, yes, that's what's going on. That's why we came as well. One, to find you, and two, to see if we can derail this activity towards the other planet.
We can stop it. It's there's a lot, Jabez. And she falls into your arms. It's good to see you.
I'm glad you're okay. Rest as much as you need. If you need to, sit up, go ahead and rest on the sled.
She pushes away, but then kind of cracks her neck and collects herself. She's Betazoid, and so she is able to not control her emotions, but if the stories that you all heard about the USS Artemis's year of being frozen are to be believed, even an hour or two in the state that Lieutenant Varilla Evo was in probably surfaced a lot of really awful memories. But she seems to be fighting through them. We can control the local actions of the black hole. It's gonna take both of us. It's gonna take some time. We have to. There's another ship here, Jabez, Polyon. I left some probes out, and it was blind luck. I caught it, and I started following it, and that's where I got this information that there's a way out.
Yeah, I just saw that on the screen here. I think I saw the same message that you did.
Okay, we have to stop it first. We have to.
Right.
And she turns, and you see this large alien control panel in front of you. You were able to reacquire it and go through the sequence to activate it. It is now fully active, but it is terrifically alien. And everything seems to be a triangle. Soba, what are you doing, my friend, as you are standing off with Revo and Barhanu, who are just staring? You know, Revo hasn't taken his eyes off of every dark area in the place as he's scanning with his Phase 3 rifle.
Soba would be like hanging on his shoulder like, we got to get out of here now. If those things come again, we are in deep trouble.
Yeah, we don't have another one of those sleds. That was...
Where did it come from?
I saw it fold out from around the door. It was like it's almost like it was a decoration. It just pulled itself out of the wall.
Soba's like, Lieutenant, we have to go.
I know, but we still have one more task to do.
Here's where we start a clock. Lieutenant Jabez, you are working through this terrifically alien construct, and let me see what I want you to... I'd like you to give me an insight and a science as you are going to literally try to decipher this thing. I will allow you to roll a third die. 3d20, the third die is Gorilla Evo's presence.
Okay.
With 2 successes, you fall into the deciphering of this device, but it is still, you feel that you are into it. You're not losing ground, you're not spinning your wheels, but there's so much to learn. You know, you identify the inner controls for what would be life support, you believe, but as soon as you see that, you realize, okay, I don't need that, and you turn to the rest of this vast bank on the control panel. It's going to take you a little time. I would like for Soba to roll me a fitness and security. And you may actually use a plus. We're just going to do this for when you're in proximity. You can do 3d20 because you have Revo with you, literally right next to you, who's acting as a searching party as well.
It'd be like an insight.
Nah. All clear.
Yep, zeros.
Berhanu drops down beside the sled, as this is now the sled. She's double checking everything to make sure that the nearby gravity that Soba used didn't do anything to mess up your sled. And as she's looking, you can see her shoulders kind of, as she realizes everything's okay. Jabez, roll me another insight and science.
Same as last time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oof.
At this point, you realize, as you're scanning a new section, or what you believe to be a new section of the control panel, you realize that the triangles are actually moving. And as they move, you've just looked over the life support system again. And it takes you a second to reorient yourself as you realize that this is almost like a living, organic console where the fixed systems almost rotate like a sushi counter or Lazy Susan. And it's almost that type of interface that you're working with. And with that in mind, you're able to proceed, but you don't glean any additional information off of it. Steve, I'll take.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can roll me another fitness and security, as everybody else is doing other things, but you and
How about
Revo.
insight? Any insight to see what's going on around us?
It'll give you different information, but I'll take an insight and security.
Focuses I can use.
Big fan of living seems to be your go-to.
Yeah, it's a big fan of living here. Can I use 3 again?
Yeah, you've got Revo helping you out here.
Take that.
All right, with 2 successes, you don't see anything in the shadows or lurking about, but with your insight, as you kind of focus for a moment on where Revo had indicated above the door, this creature had pulled itself out of, you notice there's a bit of a depression there. It's not the same shape as the creature, but you remember that the creature kind of unfolded with a loud clacking noise. And just by rough guess, you think that the mass of that creature folded the right way would probably fit into this little recess. This, most of this neutronium, the inside is very smooth. It's very almost carved like marble, metallic marble. And you see that recess, and your insight provides you with the following bit of information. You find 3 more empty recesses.
Do I think they're going to drop on us?
Well, the mind plays terrible tricks when frightened. So
he's going to grab Revo. Revo, they're going to drop on us. We got to go. Lieutenant, we have to get out of here now. Who cares about that thing?
So you would hear all this, Jabez.
Mm-hmm. I keep on going.
Revo.
Soba looks at Revo. He's like, We have to go now.
I understand your concern. I'm an ensign.
Be Soba is going to dart for Lieutenant Jabez.
Okay, in a scene much like the Goonies when they're playing the bone piano, we have Jabez and Varilla Evo kind of over this panel as Soba, you run over and get right behind them.
Jabez, we will be dead and you will get no information. We have to go, Lieutenant.
Give me a few more moments.
Is there anything I can assist him with, control-wise? Like, I have sleight of hand.
Yes, go gather some latinum chips.
He's not worried about Latin chips. He's worried about getting the hell out of here.
It's really bad, everybody.
He is not worried about...
Okay, so with, just a few more moments, the famous last words of every great inventor and scientist. Unfortunately, as we described before with the narrative, only one other person can stand side by side at the control panel. So with Varilla Evo there providing her expertise to Lieutenant Jabez, unfortunately, Soba is the odd Ferengi out as the control panel goes. You could attempt to assist Brahanu, talk to her, or help Revo.
Is there anything that we can do to start pushing the sled toward the door once he's done, that we have an edge toward the door to get out of here?
The sled can only go between 30 and 50 feet, according to Brahanu, away from everyone. So if you push it to the maximum, should Jabez or Varilla Evo get knocked or have to go a different direction, they will be crushed as soon as they reach the gravity field.
Yeah, let's just get it as close as we could get it with giving them like a foot or two of leeway.
You're taking it like a foot or two to the blind side of the control panel?
I'm taking it a foot to the door to get the hell out of here.
You have Chief Brahanu to get through before that is allowed to happen, as if you start to move the sled, you're going to immediately be met by, what are you doing?
I'm just checking the controls here. I want to make sure that these gravity sleds are working correctly. We have to leave.
Okay, technically you outrank Chief Brahanu, but she comes up and she literally slaps your wrist. Don't touch it. I just checked it.
Ah! Listen, Brahanu, we are going to die here soon if we do not leave. Go over and try to convince Lieutenant Jabez to get us out of here. He will not listen to me.
She hops up on the sled and it kind of bounces a little bit as the grav compensates for her weight. And she draws one leg up, foot underneath the back of her knee, and she cocks her head and looks at you. Ensign Soba, I'm not scared to die.
You're a fool then. So, I do not want to die, and I would like to continue to live.
Well, I am also the fool with the grav sled.
Soba begins to rub his lobes.
Furiously rubbing of the lobes.
He's like in a village of idiots in his mind right now. He's like, I just cannot get over this. We can get information.
Okay.
All right. He's going to continue to watch the ceilings.
Okay. They are vast. You cannot see the reach. The light that's down here around the control panel does not reach anywhere near where you would believe the top of this vast kind of vaulted ceiling would be. The creature that you sent using the reverse gravity, you have not seen it since. And without there being any type of sound reverberation or almost like throwing a rock into a deep hole and waiting to hear it, you still have yet to hear any type of clang from it hitting the ceiling or an obstruction. So as you begin to look into the darkness, the starless void in the inside of the sphere, I would ask Jabez to make me another insight and science.
And can I use my newer focus of astrophysics on this as well?
Yes, absolutely. With those successes, you are able to lead yourself and bypass using your information that you and really Evo have gathered about the actual way that this panel is working with its floating kind of revolving system checks and icons and things like that. And you just see what looks to be some foreign definition for what you can only believe to be the control of the black hole outside. And just as you see and begin to realize that you're being given telemetry readings and you can see the drift of the black hole, how it's kind of slowly arcing towards the Class M planet, as all of this comes into focus, things begin to fall from the sky. Let's cut back to where the sky has things falling through it. As we go back out to the battle in the stars, the door toss banks to the right, and as it flips and comes over hard, it is going to attempt to fire on the Athena.
As soon as Artemis unleashed the first attack, we would have banked. So we would already probably be in the process of turning out of line of fire. But, I mean, obviously they can still fire on us if they want to.
Yes, the door toss in and of itself, give me one sec.
Mm-mm.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is and with vicious, that is going to be 11 damage as the disruptor cannons of the door toss rip into the both. I think that takes shields from the Athena, doesn't it? And 2 damage. As that damage begins to creep through to the ship itself, we are going to send that into, let me see, what department's going to get hit here?
Oh no, that's not necessary.
They're focusing on weapons right now. So as the weapons get hit, you feel that the if you see breaches, maybe Lauren, you could do this. Give me,
I got it.
Yeah, give me 2 of those in weapons for me.
Yep.
As along, you see Benzite begin to say, "We're taking substantial damage." As there's a spray of sparks from behind you on the bridge as it lights over against the side of your cheek, Captain. This is more Lieutenant Quinn's purview, but Candor, you would feel the Athena scream as she just got lit up by disruptor cannon fire. And there is definite venting as everything's coming in. There haven't been any casualties, but weapon systems have been dramatically reduced. I think you're down to about 60% right now.
Is it a particular weapon system?
No, they're targeting weapon system hubs, which is very similar to, they're looking to knock out like the fuse box. And so with that shot coming in, these disruptors are just targeting power relays for all of the banks. You can quickly bypass, but it's reducing your total yield that you're given.
Yeah, God damn it, Captain, that's shields back down to 0. I've got weapons at 60% attempting to bypass.
Okay, so we're banking off to the side. Artemis is coming up underneath them. They kind of got out of the way of that.
It depends what the Crow Goth is doing. Are they?
Yeah.
If they're leaking ammo, are they peeling out of here? What are they doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Greg, you're muted in OBS.
Oh, great. Perfect. To recap everything, the Krogoth is in super bad shape, and it's moving a lot slower than the Dortoss. The Dortoss seems to be perfectly okay.
Great.
Sorry, everyone.
Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we are going to fire on the Krogoth as we move past it to assist the Athena.
Okay, I will let you know this. That would be your action then, and it would leave the Dortoss open to fire again on the Athena. Yeah. If you want to leave the Krogoth and head towards...
Yeah, I guess we could, because we could get there faster. I don't want to use my whole action on that. Can I insert myself between the two, between the Dortoss and the Athena? I have full shields.
Yeah, I was. Oh, if you want to do that, I don't think we could act fast enough to prevent that. But what I'm thinking about doing is trying to circle up. So essentially, we can like vulture around the Dortoss and both fire on them. So if they're following me, if we're both banking, we could kind of trap them in a circle if you followed our lead.
Sure. I'll just be on a lower plane. I want to make us a bigger target than you.
Yeah. And I think that obviously while we still have weapons, we would want to fire. So trying to circle us around. Yeah. Pew, pew.
Pew, pew.
Okay, I will let you know this. As far as initiative goes, I'm letting the two of you go at the same time, but I've split the Dortoss and the Krogoth. So Dortoss had its attack. Krogoth hasn't done anything yet. You're not sure if she can do anything, but she has not yet acted.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is half intimidation, but half also like tactic to get a better angle to fire upon them, basically circling back around. And if you're coming up, you'd be more of a distraction, obviously, so we could get around and do something similar to what you did, getting out of the line of fire.
Okay, so you can definitely insert yourself. That's for D&D terminology. You can have movement while you're flying, but you can also have an action. So if you all want to insert the Artemis between the Athena and the Dortoss, that can happen. If you would like to have the Artemis do something other than stay on the blind side of the, or have the Athena stay on the blind side of the Artemis, let me know. If the Athena moves to fire, it can be fired upon. That's
me to the rest of you. Do we want to take the risk?
I think we got to get them off our backs.
We got to get them out of here.
Like all their understanding right now is fire.
Yeah. All right. We will, Quinn can start working on the shields. We will circle around to try and get behind them, at least like distract them with a lot of movement, because that's just like, they're like, what are they doing? They're circling around us. It's intimidating.
And we're firing.
Yeah, and we're firing as well.
Okay, so Artemis and Lauren, if you want to fire for both groups, you can. Just make sure that Athena's weapons have been with the effective breaches put on there.
Yeah, and Elsie would be like, Quinn, we need to get these shields back online as quickly as possible.
Already on it, Captain.
Make me a roll, Allison. This can be, you have your, what's your specialty? Something out of nothing or whatever that thing's called, where it's just like, yeah, that definitely applies here.
Yep. I'm gonna, hold on. Actually, what I think applies best here for me is jury rig.
That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
So that reduces difficulty by 2 to a minimum of 0.
Okay, this was going to have been a 4, so it's reduced to a 2 because you are working with literally nothing right now.
Okay.
And I'll fire for both ships. Good.
Oh, those were.
We have the same score.
Yeah, but Athena should have weapon damage right now with the breaches.
Oh, right.
Nice roll.
Good. Got it.
Yeah, that's 3 successes on the shields.
Do we bank momentum for that since it was reduced to a 2?
We should.
Here's the offer that I'm going to give. You can absolutely bank one of those as momentum, or I will give you 2 shields back just for what Candor Quinn has done. If you use the momentum right now, I'll give you 3.
Unless Lauren would want to use that momentum for the attack.
All right, because I actually didn't use it last time because I didn't know how to incorporate it. So actually, we have 2.
Yeah, just roll it twice if you'd want to. I think that will...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do we want to do shields instead of attack?
I think in the moment, in the heat of the moment, I would have taken all 3.
Okay.
Okay.
I would have
Go
taken
for it.
everything I can get with shields.
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay, so the Athena shields come back to life, at least a little bit. You know, with the 3 additional shields that come online, I think with the you're right around 30% shields right now. As Candor, you're able to do something from nothing here, as you know, lead into gold. Energy that the Athena probably, you know, all of a sudden none of the replicators are working. Wait, what? You know, but it's been reconverted into the shields.
And I'm going to angle those shields on whatever side the door toss is, or wherever I feel like they're going to try to get into maneuvering position to fire. I'm happy to leave us exposed on the side of the Krogoth.
Okay. And the way that everything's right now is if you want to literally try to use it as a shield, putting, you know, yeah, roll me just to see how well this works. Give me a control and an engineering, as you are literally manually moving shield projectors and pulling up strength and stuff. Again, with 30% shields. So there's a lot of juggling going on here.
Am I rolling just 1 here?
No, I'll let you roll 2. You can roll your regular 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Does my advisor work on the ship?
I got
No,
1.
does not work on the ship.
Fuck.
Okay, so you're pretty sure you have it basically shield walled up like a Spartan facing the door toss, but the Athena's phasers kind of sputter as they go out, and with that reduction and that wounding that had just been committed by the door toss, you don't see any hits scored. You see a couple flashes along their shielding, but nothing that you believe even reduces that shielding. What was the Artemis's total damage?
4.
Okay. You see a blister along the shielding of the door toss, and it will be at that time that the Krogoth is going to fire on the Artemis. I will let you know this, that whatever damage, if it does any damage, it will be reduced by 1/3 because of the probes that are currently harassing it. Nothing. A photon torpedo blisters along the outside of the Artemis as you see Preston Lee just immediately bank the ship out of the way, and the torpedo actually, if the shields hadn't been there, it would have like gone and needled through between the nacelles. That's how close the torpedo was. And Preston's able to pull it out of the way. You do not suffer any damage as they roll up, but the door toss is going to take its shot now back at the top of the round. We're going to get ready to go to the sphere section in just one moment, as the door toss is going to fire again on the Athena. So for 11 total damage, which is going to the 3, and it's going to take out the weapon systems of the USS Athena. Candor, you see the weapons go offline. Everything, there's sparks spray into the bridge all along the interior sections of the ship as relays are overloaded by the disruptor blasts that are blistering along the dish and dome of the essentially science vessel. And with the weapon systems offline, I believe I have 2 more. It is 2 more breaches on the engines as They are focusing now on the nacelles themselves. They are looking to cripple the Athena. Captain Locke, you feel your ship pitch underneath you, and I actually want both Captain Locke and Lieutenant Quinn to roll me fitness and security as the ship just pitches. This is the Star Trek everybody's hanging on moment to see if somebody's going flying over the low wall. This is just one success for this one.
No successes here.
One.
Captain Locke, you're able to grab hold of the arm of your chair as it kind of flips open to the captain's log station, but you're able to hold on as several of your crew members hit the ground. Lieutenant Quinn, you don't fall out of your chair, but it's someone else falls into you, and you smash your head against the side of the ship as it rocks, and as you look up, your right eye gets obscured for a moment as blood from a recently lacerated head wound begins to pour down the side of your face. The lights are fluctuating all along the Athena. Engines are down to about 60%. Weapon systems are offline.
We still have warp, don't we?
It looks like it.
Quinn comes up and brushes off her brow quickly, and is looking down at the person who just fell next to me. But, Captain, that was it for the shields, and the weapons. That last shot was to the port nacelle.
Yeah, I think she steadies herself in her chair. I know that we have people down on the sphere, but I think we might need to go to warp. We can't take another hit like that.
I hit the comms. Engineering, Quinn, what do we have for warp right now?
When the feed goes active, you hear the klaxons of the and you hear Tasatek, it's not very nice down here. Maybe two. And when you hit the comms and you look down, you realize, Lieutenant Quinn, that the person that hit you is still down. And you see Olivia Wyatt laying there, and there's smoke coming off of the top of her chest. Her uniform is blistered with what looks like burns.
How long have they been on the sphere? What's our time right now?
You have them tracked at around 12 hours.
Great. 6 hours to go. Let's go to warp. Let's get out of here. We can come back. We'll come back for them. But we need to get out of here to save ourselves, to have a place for them to come back to.
Benzite turns. Heading, Captain.
Oh, God. Based on our hours of research that we did, do we have any understanding of like a place that might be safer? I'm kind of feeling like a place with like a lot of shit to hide in. Is there any asteroid field close to us, or lots of planets? Portrait, SOS, help us.
You would know that the portrait would be able to tell you that this is the whole Shackleton Expanse for our purposes. The whole Shackleton Expanse, much like our overlay, is a vast nebula. It also its limits sensor range, and in some cases visual acuity as well. Right. It has plenty of debris fields and asteroid fields. The closest thing to you would be that same kind of well and wall that you had that standoff with the Artemis initially. You could disappear into there, and it would only be a warp away of about, I think we stated before, about 10 minutes.
the Artemis was hiding earlier. We need to get to their previous location. If we can disappear for a little while, make some adjustments, make some repairs, and then come back, I'm sure that the crew of the Artemis would be able to direct the Lieutenant Commander to find us need be.
As Benzite begins to kind of retcon this, we're going to flash over to the bridge of the Artemis. Nat, you see the Athena take a hell of a beating, and you're getting the readouts from the bridge crew over there. Another direct hit on Athena. She's venting.
Preston,
Yes, Lieutenant Commander.
how good are you, really?
I'm not as good as Soba, but I'm damn close.
Okay. So basically what I'm going to convey to her is, as the Artemis is making their getaway, I want to try to do the thing, right? Where you're like getting up in there, right? And you're like looking like you're like in the perfect line of fire, and then they shoot at you and you duck, and then they hit their other ship. That's what I want to do. I want to find a maneuver with Preston to get them to fire on the Krogoth.
Okay, that's a drop shot. So here's what I will...
A drop shot, yeah, drop shot.
Here's what I will allow you to do. I will allow you to do this, but because the Krogoth has been blinded by our chief engineer, the Krogoth's going to be the one that would fall for this.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, if they fire, they're not going to have the same type of tactical awareness with their technology, so they might blindly fire photons that you could drop below. So I will allow it with that.
Cool, great, love it.
That's a maneuver and a movement. I will allow you to shoot as well if you want to try to...
I love shooting.
I know you do, so I'm going to let you do it.
Yay! Okay. Cool. So what do we have to roll for the maneuver?
The maneuver itself, let's have Steve roll it. Steve. Here's what I want you to do, Steve. I want you to roll as Soba. I want you to roll a daring and a con, but I want you to do 1d20.
Well, that's the same. If you said control, we'd be in a lot better shape.
Let's do control and...
Yeah, do control.
Okay. Can I use momentum?
Yeah, we have one.
May as well.
So you can do 2.
They have focuses like... Well, they have no focus of that.
No, you don't have focuses with your NPCs, but...
All right.
Well, are you using the momentum?
I can.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got rid of it for you.
Yep, so roll it again, roll another d20. Just roll what you just did, roll it again as a 1d20.
There we go.
Okay, so with one control, Preston Lee, who's almost as good as Soba but not quite, is
Not
able
even close.
is able to get you into position as you turn. And who are you going to try to, like, who are you fronting up? The Krogoth to draw fire?
Yeah.
Okay. I will allow you to fire on either vessel because technically you're in between both of them right now.
Right. So we're getting the Krogoth to shoot at the
Door toss.
The door toss. So let's fuck the door toss up.
Sounds good.
Okay, ship.
I heard ship.
We're in deep ship right now.
That's what I said. I said ship.
I heard ship. Did everybody else hear ship?
No, I heard shit.
Okay.
No. Can I? Oh God. Okay. Yeah. The ships.
The Reliant is somewhere just laying waste to Orion pirates right now. Again, you're able to go by and fire, and it's not like your phasers don't hit. They are just deflected and dispersed by the energy along the door toss. That definitely seems to be the tougher of the two birds of prey. But you front up, and it is now time for the Krogoth to take its wild haymaker swing, and it is going to do so.
Yeah! Yay!
And it fires a photon torpedo that hits for 6 plus an additional 5 for vicious and high yield, which means that as the Artemis drops and this photon torpedo goes right over the dome, the Dortos, in what it thinks is a perfect position to retaliate for a kill shot on the Artemis, takes a photon torpedo in the jaw as you see the shields disperse, but in a violent fashion as electricity bounces along the hall. Nat, you would know this. The Dortos no longer has any shields.
Great. Try hailing them again.
The Klingons?
Yeah.
Roll me a presence and command.
You got this. You got this. You're somebody. Show them.
Uh-huh.
Do it. Hot shit.
Let's set the scene. We're going. Sphere people, get ready. We're coming here in 30 seconds. As the Athena is getting ready to warp, pulling well away out of tactical range from both of the birds of prey, the Krogoth has begun to peel back like, oh shit, what did we just do?
You mean oh ship?
Oh ship, what did we just do? And the Krogoth begins to peel back as if, Jim, thank you, my friend. Everybody, we just received from our good buddy rerolls for the entire crew.
Hey, Jim.
We just got the ship kicked out of him. We did, Hawk. So as they see that, everyone's kind of bracing and moving, but the Dortos does not move. It stays. It just took that punch by a photon torpedo literally in the chin, but it stays fronted up to the Artemis, which is now kind of turned, and the Artemis and the Dortos are facing one another. And as your hail goes out, what do you say, Lieutenant Commander?
Okay, I've decided she can speak Klingon. So.
Oh, yeah,
in
universal.
Klingon,
Oh, you're gonna. Okay.
she speaks Klingon.
Okay.
So she basically says, if I were you, I would run and see if you can live long enough to win your honor back another day.
Your screen goes black as you see the inside of a bird of prey. You see a tall, thin but wide of shoulder, much like a swimmer's would be, athletic. And as this Klingon she, her looks at you, you see an eyebrow raise above what looks like a patch over a damaged ocular cavity, and she responds without using her universal translator. She responds in English. Someone was finally human enough to kill Khan. And that's where we cut away. Remember, in Klingon ships, you kill the captain to take the captain's spot. Sphere.
You're right.
Soba, you're the one that looked up. You're the one that see these large triangles dropping from the sky, and they are not dropping or floating down. They are falling with terminal velocity. You see that one of them is coming directly for Revo, and he does not see it.
Can I knock him? Oof. I don't want to put myself in danger here.
I'm afraid that's the only way.
Oh.
Unless you can convince me of some other... You are literally watching a rock fall or a car get ready to run over somebody. You've got a moment to push or pull.
Okay. He is going to... Oh, this is going to require fitness, isn't it?
It is. Fitness and security. I will mention that our friend Jim just gave everybody re-rolls.
Well, that doesn't... 7 and 1. You could re-roll. I could re-roll like 7 times.
You never know.
There's got to be a rule of acquisition for this.
Yeah, not killing yourself is definitely an acquisition. So if I save him, I will die. If I fail, it'll squish me.
You have no clue. You asked if you were going to put yourself in danger. My answer is yes.
Wait, who's in danger?
Revo has a triangle falling at his head. He does not see it.
Steve.
You're not there.
Steve.
You're not there.
I'm not talking to him as Nat. Steve. Steve.
Yes, Roller, it is a Triforce. If they get enough pieces, they'll get a new heart.
You will owe me big time someday down the road here. I am going to attempt to knock him out of the way.
Okay.
And I will use a reroll. If Lauren wants to give me her reroll, she can give it to me.
You have to roll before you know if you need a reroll.
I'm gonna need a reroll.
You never know. I will let you.
I can't use Big Fan of Living because I'm putting myself in danger here.
I was going to tell you could not because.
Well, is it a focus or a value? Because if it's you can actually use your determination when you do the opposite of a value too.
How about Gabe's a chance? I'm
Russian roulette, sure.
Yeah. All right, Gabe's a chance. Can I use that?
You know what? I think that a Ferengi that would actually do this would probably view this as a game of chance. So,
right. What do I rolling? Just 2D or 3D?
You're rolling
one success.
Yeah, you're rolling 2d6s unless you use momentum or unless you give me threat. You can give me 2 threat for 1.
No successes.
Reroll.
I'm using determination if I can.
Sure.
If you give it to me.
Yeah, what's the value that you're using to activate your determination?
Game's a chance.
Okay. I will give you 2 automatic successes then. If you want to roll for a roll, you're not going to re-roll. You're just going to use your determination.
Definitely re-rolling.
Okay, so you're going to use Jim's re-roll and your determination.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and re-roll just what you just did. You already have 2 successes.
Oh, and a failure and a complication, but 2 successes.
There you go. See, you said never. So, with Jim's re-roll and with your use of determination, you get 4 successes and a complication.
Well, that's for somebody else, like Jabez.
So, yeah, what ends up happening is the triangle comes flying out of the air, and describe how you get Revo out of the way, who would have been killed had you not done anything about this.
Soba would... I would say he has no chance of... He's such a bigger, probably, guy. He's going to shoulder check him to the side, boom, and hit him right in the ribs. And just boom. Just so he would fly.
You come in and quick,
like a linebacker.
Right, quick as a whip as you're essentially attacking him without any cause. Yes. He turns to you and you see him deflect your blow with some type of martial art move and grabs you and uses your own momentum, but the 2 of you get pulled out of the way. just as this triangle crashes against the catwalk and then slips and falls off. It does not crack or damage the catwalk. It just reverberates and then is quickly swallowed by the neutronium sound. And Revo looks at you like he was ready to punch you, and then...
Can I land on top of him?
Sure, yeah.
I grab him. I say, see, fool, we need to go now. And he's like fucking screaming at Revo to go.
I agree, but Ensign!
Shut up about Ensign shit. We're in the fucking expanse. We need to go. Get the lieutenant and we got to go now. He is pet. I mean, like, this is as mad as he's been.
Oh, as the two of you, like, locked like lovers, yelling at each other's faces, you turn and look, and that is when the other triangles begin to fall around the rest of the group. Here's what I am going to give to Lieutenant Jabez. You can see it. Jabez, you can see how to turn this black hole off. It's going to take you about 10 seconds. However, you know that one of these triangles smashes about 15 feet beyond Berhanu and begins to clack as it begins to unravel. You think that you have a choice here. It's time to either run or it's time to off this device. You cannot do both. Berhanu,
Can I ask?
Yep.
Can I ask about a third option?
You can always ask.
Can I find where on this terminal I can turn these constructs off?
You sure can try. I will tell you this. If you pivot to that direction, you can use Virilla Evo, and I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be 5 successes to get this right. I
was already planning on using my determination.
Okay. So I would need 3 additional successes using insight and science to try to get this done. I will let you know it would only take 2 additional successes of insight and science and not your just your determination if you want to try to turn off the black hole or just redirect the black hole. Yeah, that'd be a hell of a thing if you just turn it off.
I'm going to turn off the black hole.
Okay, that will take you 10 seconds. Are you going to use your determination or roll for it?
I'm going to roll for it.
Insight and science, my friend.
Oops, wrong button.
May the gods be with you.
No, change my mind. I'm going to use my determination. I can't take any chances.
Okay. You do have your reroll from Jim, too. And that
I know. I'm going to... Plan B.
Okay.
This is 1A. 1B's coming up.
All right.
That's what I'm going to need it for.
So you're able to do so, and in the 10 seconds it takes you, and Virilla Evo's not leaving your side. She continues to work with you, even though this thing is unfurling beside you, and it begins to as it those heavy cracks and reverberations as this construct moves over. It is roughly it's you, Evo, about 4 feet and the foot of this thing when you see the arc of the black hole stop and begin to reorient in the opposite direction. Berhanu is screaming the entire time that there's something coming, and she's pulling the grab sled out of the way just to keep it from getting smashed. She's not retreating, she's just moving this thing around. I need to know what Soba, this is, if you wanted to run, you got another 20 feet to run back because the sled is moving towards your direction.
He is grabbed Revo up and he is like, it's fucking time to go now. It's not even, he'll push Berhanu off the sled if he's got to do that. He doesn't even care anymore.
Revo, like, he doesn't forcefully grab Soba, but he enough to kind of, you know, hold on to one of the handles on the outside of your Evo suit. We can't leave them, man.
Stop. We're not leaving them. We have to grab them and go. It's not even a convincing now. It's just go. We are going to die in this place. He's like, Dan, we are thousands or hundreds or light years away. We have to go now, Revo. You don't understand? We could all live. This is beyond command. File a report on me. File a report on me later. Just do it. Just do this now.
He looks at you, looks at the construct, looks at the science officers who are not moving, and he looks back at the Ferengi. Grab him. And
grab him.
He starts moving towards the construct, firing his rifle as he's just attempting to distract this thing. The rifle's doing nothing to it, and you can tell he's firing it on the highest setting. It's kind of heating the outside of the neutronium where it's hitting, but he's leaving the burn on there as he's...
Driver. Lieutenant, please, we need to leave now.
The black cola's off. We're going.
I need a fitness and security from everyone that's running. Revo is not. So Soba and Jabez, I need fitness and security.
Big fan of living.
It works here.
I don't think astrophysics is going to get me much on here, so.
You can be thinking about it while you run, but it is not a focus.
Yeah.
Oh, one success. I'll take it.
Mm.
Can he grab Revo and like?
Still have a reroll.
Yeah, I better re-roll this.
Akiba, re-roll!
Fitness, security?
Fitness, security, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
One success. So we're narratively...
One success.
Jim coming through and saving the day for some people right here. Jabez, as you turn narratively, what we're going to say is that first failure, you turn and trip, and Virillo grabs you by the back of one of your, like the handle on the back of the Evo suit, kind of rights you as the two of you begin to run and catch up with Berhanu. Soba, you're basically at the door, like waving, come on! And following up, as you run back, you look back and see the very small figure of Revo as he's continuing to shoot with that phase 3 rifle as he's just trying to do anything to distract it. He seems to have gotten his attention.
Retreat now.
Revo's going to do so, but I need a fitness and security from Lauren.
Okay.
If you want to use your determination here to give him...
Oh, don't even try me, because I will.
I gave the same thing to Jabez last time for
Hold
Gentile.
on, let me roll it first. I think he has a focus cool. What does he have? Cool under fire? Does that apply?
He's definitely cool under fire, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is able to go, but unfortunately, as this thing moves, it cracks at the wrong angle, and instead of bending like a joint, one of the appendages spins like a windmill, and it hits him and sends him flying as the very distinct sound of a breaking bone echoes in this place, only to be swallowed up momentarily a moment later by the neutronium. He hits and slides towards the edge of the catwalk. He is unconscious, his phase 3 rifle gone. It didn't kill him, Lauren. He needed 2 successes.
Why didn't you have to tell me that? That's part of the rules of this system.
No, it's not, because
yes, it is.
He was closer.
Can I order the chief, Brihanu, and myself to go grab him and pull him through?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me a fitness and security and roll it 3d6.
I was already planning on.
These goddamn fitness and securities. You're gonna kill me with this shit tonight.
I'm trying.
Oh, I just need. What do I need here, G?
Get him to the sled. We can put him on top. Let's get him to the sled. We can put him on
Thank
top
you,
of it.
Lieutenant.
If the lieutenant's coming back to help too, you can roll with 4d6.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you Okay.
Of course I am.
Okay. Do you have a better security than me?
I've got the same thing as you.
You both are rolling the same thing.
Horrible. We're horrible. We're horrible.
The only person with a good fitness and security is unconscious.
I don't even have. I can't. Can I say big fan of living here for Revo?
No.
You're a big fan of other people living
Big
too.
fan of other people living.
Yeah, it doesn't say of him living, Greg. It just says living.
Game's a chance.
You get to use that thing enough.
You should have said big fan of life.
Two.
Ew.
With the 2 successes, you're able to pull Revo up and put him on the sled as these creatures begin. You can see a second one that's also further down in the shadows, and they are beginning to move. Their triangular heads kind of bobbing, and you see a blue light begin to move inside the triangle. And as it does, and they're moving in the whirl of the gravity sled as you begin to retreat back towards the shuttle bays. And what we're going to do is, since you're not progressing with any type of stealth like you did before, it's very quickly that you return to the surface.
As we go, I want to ask our engineering chief, is there any way we can adjust the gravity on these things so we can move faster, kind of like the astronauts running on the Earth's moon surface? Be able to move that much quicker?
Chief Brahanu gives you a look between from the inside of her mask, a look of, that's interesting. And then it's quickly followed by, that would take a moment.
No, go.
Fair enough.
Like Soba, if he could have daggers in a Jabez right now, he would probably kill him if he could.
Okay, so what we're going to say is this chase takes, the better part of 20 minutes as you all are running out of here with these things. They're not moving at top speed, but you're definitely getting stressed as far as your stamina is concerned. So I'm going to ask everybody to roll one last fitness and security for me as you get in sight of the shuttle pad.
You done me dirty tonight, bro. Big fan of living here.
Yes, this will take a big fan of living.
Alrighty. A collective of our experiences probably is not going to do me much good here, right?
No, you're gasping for breath. Both the host and the trill go, damn, we're tired. Right.
2.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody is able to get in here as Brahanu and Varilla Evo pull off of the same rolls that the other two had. You are slicked with sweat inside your suits as you are able to move up, and there stands both the shuttle for the Artemis and the shuttle for the Athena. Are you heading to one in particular, or
one?
We'll go to ours.
Yeah, go to ours. We know that one works.
Okay. So you all rush in.
I already tell Sobas we're heading there. Once we're inside, take off at your earliest convenience. Don't wait for me to engage.
Okay, gotcha. Listen, I have shuttlecraft operations, and I also have flying vehicles. So he's a fast motherfucker in this thing, man.
Okay, let's prove it. So
right.
As everybody runs in, the back door opens get the grab sled. The way that the shuttle is parked is so, but when you run up and jump into the pilot seat, you can see the triangular headed constructs coming towards you as they are still giving chase. They were slowed down by the small nature of the tunnel, but now that they are in the open area of the shuttle pad landing site, they begin to kind of unfurl again to their full 25-30 feet in height, and their legs take much longer, almost grotesquely disproportionate steps as they're coming towards you. I would like you to roll. What do you want to roll, Steve?
Control and con.
Okay.
I already got it set up.
Do not pass go. Do not collect 200.
Okay. Go right ahead and let me see what you got.
Shuttle tactics. I have flying vehicles. That's one of my focuses, flying vehicles.
Okay.
All right. You giving it to me?
I'm giving you the focus. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, one?
So as you lift off and you're immediately able to pull out, perhaps it's the exertion of the run, perhaps it is you just miss, just for a second, you just miss one of the controls off to the side as your fingers are flying.
That upsets me.
You pull down, as you pull down, like the attitude to kind of pull back up on the shuttle, a punch goes out from these 25-foot creatures. It doesn't have what look to be like, fingers or the ability to grab, but it punches forward with this huge cinder block size end to one of its appendages, and it punches the shuttle. And for a moment you feel the shuttle begin to list, as here inside this gravity space any forced movement is amplified because of just the nature of this place. I need you to roll me a daring and a con as you scramble to reorient the shuttle.
You can do it, big guy.
Shields. Big fan of living.
Yeah, big fan of living works, man. It's
It works for everything. Literally.
the greatest focus ever. I don't know how they allow that.
Hold on, here it comes.
I remember reading that too and being like, oh, that's a good one. Not thinking that he'd use it for everything.
Complication. Are you kidding me?
So, you're able to reorient the craft, and you're able to get the shuttle bay launching towards that reticle, that iris that opens, and as it opens, releasing you back out into space. I am going to need from my science officer the following roll.
Okay.
I would like an insight and a science, as the theater that unfolds before you is something very interesting.
Okay. Would astrophysics fall in with this as a focus?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Two.
With 2 successes, you see what can only be described as a temporal bends, as you reorient yourself from the time that you had existed in to the time that the Artemis and the Athena are existing in. It has only been a short period of time since you've landed on the sphere. It's been 12 hours since they saw you. And so as you rise away from the sphere through the timeline, you see a stationary Athena for a long period of time, and then you see a furious battle as the Athena whips in super speed, like fast forwarding around. You see explosions and the emergence of 2 Klingon craft. All of this happens, and I need a fitness and security from everybody on board, and this is, I will let you know, requires 3 successes.
Arrivo's like strapped down now, so he's fine.
Yeah, everybody's been, he's unconscious. He is hurt. Berhano's watching him. Gorilla Evo's strapped down.
Do we have any momentum?
You may give
I
me...
think we're out of momentum.
You can give me threat if you want. 2 threat for every extra die you want. Now,
Yeah.
for the first one. You want to give me 2?
Let me go ahead and roll mine first before you.
Go ahead.
And would astrophysics fit with this one as well?
No.
Okay. It's worth a shot. Okay, there's 2.
Okay. You need 3.
I'm gonna take that threat.
Lauren, if you could add... I think I have to do it. Wait a minute.
I'll take 2 threat.
Do the
No, I can't add the threat.
do the 2 chiefs have to roll as well?
Oops.
No, they're fine.
No,
Greg, is it just...
I'm going to narratively just go off of whatever you guys have.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
It's easier to speed things up that way.
Gotcha.
I'm going for a second. Shuttlecraft operations, starship tactics, anything I can use.
I don't hear anything. It's a winner right now.
Oh my, this could be bad. I'll take a threat.
I already gave it to you. So you can roll with 3d6.
And no focuses. There it is. Oh!
Oh!
Fucking kidding me!
As you are hunkered down behind the controls of the shuttle, Soba, you're going and you feel this intense ringing in your ears, almost as if you're inside a bell. It's just a reverberation of a profound variety. As you can
Mother.
When you look around, you see that Virilla Evo and Barhanu, their heads are just bouncing along. And as you look at Lieutenant Jabez, his head's just bouncing as everyone else in the shuttle appears to have succumbed to whatever that event was. But the ringing goes away and you burst back into normal space. The one nacelle of the shuttle venting plasma as the damage done to it by the construct now is evidence against the backdrop of the void. Let's cut to the bridge.
Wait.
Yes.
Did I survive? We survived. Fuck you, Q!
So far.
So as you rocket out of the temporal distortion and into normal space, we go to the bridge of the Artemis as Captain Payro stares at Lieutenant Commander Nat Nealon.
Is he the reason you've been attacking us?
She looks, and you can tell that she's looking beyond you into the ship itself.
Can't see him. He's behind something.
That was interesting, the drop.
Thank you.
You are still outnumbered. Your other vessel is limping.
So is your other vessel.
But mine is Klingon.
It only lives because I declined to end its life.
Roll me a command and presence.
Okay. Oh, I still have my determination.
Selfish? Yes, you do. Okay.
I'm gonna use that. So don't see what else I got. Selfish. It's good. Glad I have. Oh wait, I have a reroll.
You do?
Hey, Gina.
You gonna use it?
Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
I wish you could borrow my values.
Right? It's almost like I made it. Security officer. So just two from the determination.
She looks at you. Perhaps we should talk. And from the tactical pilot station, Preston Lee looks back over her shoulder. They're powering down weapons. And that's where we're going to end this episode of Star Trek Continuing Mission.
Cool.
Yay!
Cool.
Just another calm, ordinary day in the Federation.
I will tell everybody this. Now that we are done this little sphere incident, next week's episode is all about the the talking and I know that you all desperately want to plan and scheme, so we will be planning and scheming next week as we jump back into the Shackleton Expanse. But listen, being told you've done a Ferengi dirty, it's maybe one of the best things that's ever happened to me. So I'm going to start with Steve. Steve, how are you doing, my friend? And how was life? I already know.
I was straight done dirty tonight. You did me dirty from beginning to literally end. Oh, but I love it because he prevailed somewhat, I guess. I don't know. Does he still have his money? He has the bag with him, right? I meant to ask that. I wouldn't to be selfish and say he still has that bag that he stole things with.
Listen,
right?
I'm not even going to ask if the Ferengi kept hold of the Latinum bag. I just assumed it was.
Right.
Okay.
Tonight was literally probably the worst I could say. We've played now on stream now with Athena and whatever, yada, 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 yada. Tonight was the worst you made me roll ever in my life with that security and what the fuck was it? Security and
Fitness
and security.
Fitness. Yeah, the worst. I mean, and holy shit, man, what a blast. I mean, Jabez, I'm so mad at you. And what a great night, though. Everybody was just fantastic. Thanks for having me. Realms Remembered coming. Lauren tomorrow, Billy tomorrow, me next week. Lauren, I just cannot wait. I've been like, I'm trying to psych myself up. Soba is this character. James, prepare for another character. Completely different. I mean, if you could not get the opposite spheres of characters.
One who will also do what I tell him to.
Oh, that's Lauren. You owe me one.
I love you so much.
Listen, I'm going to come calling on stream live one day.
Now we're finally
owe
even.
me right now. I'm going to say it. Rebo.
Now we're finally even.
I'm going to say 7 sanity. We're even.
Oh,
thank you.
Fantastic. Let's jump up to Lauren. Lauren, how are you doing, my friend? And how was your time in the Expanse?
I'm in a panic. I'm stressed. Everything's fine though. Out. See, that's why I kept my determination, Steve. Thank you. Everything's fine. I'm gonna go play some things from the Flood in a few minutes with Allie over on Tommy's channel, Imperator Penguin. Tomorrow we have Realms Remembered at 6 Eastern and then Bad Moon Rising at 9 Eastern. We have a special guest, Mal, is going to be playing with us. I'm going to continue to have a heart attack now. Goodbye.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And Allison, my friend, you know that I have a special place in my heart for all engineers, but Lieutenant Candor Quinn is quickly becoming like the Forge, like Tony Stark type of all of these additional things that you want to do. I absolutely love how you're engineering the Athena. How are you, my friend?
I'm great. It was Star Trek in every scene. The space battle was just it was so Star Trek. And then the battle on the sphere, even more Star Trek. And I love Star Trek. So yeah, this was so much fun. I love every second. I really appreciate hearing from you. You know that we've got a down episode coming. Honestly, I think you owe us 2, maybe 3 coming out of that. But
we'll see.
Having played with you for a long time, I'm going to just be really happy with what I can get. So I'm Allison. And as Lauren said, you can catch me over on Tommy's channel, Imperator Pengu, kind of for the finale, I think, of our Things from the Flood game with Lauren and Kenna and Mal, and it's going to be a great game. I'm back here on the channel tomorrow after Realms Remembered with Bad Moon Rising, and lots of other stuff going on. Follow me on Twitter, Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y, and you can find it all there. Thanks, everybody. What a great night.
Thank you so much, Allison. And Raider, sorry we're doing outros when you showed up here, but I will let you know this. If you want to follow the channel, it's not me soliciting that you follow the channel, but I'd go ahead and follow the channel because we're having a giveaway that starts this week. And if you're a member of the Twitch channel, you could win. So if you're here and you just hit that follow button, you can run away and never be seen again, and you could still win. So just if you're here, hit that follow button, and we'd love for you to stay and listen to our stories and have fun. And we love Madame Gandalf, but you know, hit that follow button, and a lot of fun things from Cantrip Candles, Die Hard Dice, and Netflix. So you know, hit that follow button, have fun with us. We have a lot of great things coming up. Speaking of fun things, with science, Hawk, how are you doing, my friend? And
despite Sobo's objections and all that, we accomplished both of our major missions there at the Sphere. We shut down the black hole's trajectory, and we found what was left of the away team. So I have a feeling he's not going to join me on the other away missions here in the not too distant future, unless I can find more latinum for him to gather.
Don't count on it.
But otherwise, hey, we did the mission. We got it done in less than the amount of time that we said that I requested. Hey, life is good. I don't know what the problem everyone else is having at the moment. I think I'll be finding out pretty soon, though. You can find me on, let's see, Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. on my channel is my weekly Lego stream. We're still finishing up DC Supervillains. Thursday on my channel at 6 p.m. is our weekly Skyrim serial, where we're doing a series called The Dark Thalmor, where a member of the Thalmor is going to end up joining the Dark Brotherhood, which is going to be fun and interesting. And I believe it's starting this week, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. on where our new channel, Variant Roles, will be their next season of Dungeons and Deductibles, where our characters are all insurance adjusters for Waterdavian Farm. And I'm playing a paladin there who got rooked into there because of some treacherous paperwork dealings. We'll just leave it that way. Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on Fellowship of the Tables, we have our Rise of the Rune Lords going right now. I'll be having that, and then on Rule Zero Gaming Friday nights, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. I have some D&D stuff going there. And, of course, Greg's favorite part of my announcement, Saturday night, 7 p.m., Saving Throw Wrestling, where different characters, different people from all over Twitch, DMs, GMs, and RPGs, including a couple of people here in this stream, are all in their own WWE wrestling universe. Greg's is missing some hardware that he and Donathan lost to another tag team, but I'm sure he's going to be searching for new gold here sometime soon.
Ridiculous. I was robbed. Fantastic, my friend. Everybody, please follow Lieutenant Jabez, otherwise known as Hawk. Links in chat as we go around to the captain. Captain, the ship is still floating. How are you?
I'm just for probably the past hour, I've been having flashbacks to right before the stream started when you were like, first half, first 2/3, we're going to be battling, and then we're going to have some much needed downtime. It was just like, when is the downtime going to start? Is it going to start now? How about now? And then the answer was just, fuck you, Summer. No downtime for you. I had so much fun. This is such a blast. I literally can't wait for next week. We'll see if we actually get downtime. I'm not going to believe it till I see it, till it's fucking happening to me. Yes, Realms Remembered is tomorrow. I know we're all talking about it. Literally can't hype it enough. I am so goddamn excited to just watch and be yelling and chat. That's where I honestly thrive, as in this chat, yelling. Yeah, if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. It's where I talk about anything that I'm doing and other trash that I just post about. I have a channel here on Twitch, off_the_table. where we have a bunch of games going on. We're coming back with new stuff. We're going to have Last for the Awful Sea on Tuesdays. If you are looking for a new game to be a part of, we're going to be having Monster Hearts, which is where you are just playing a bunch of sex-craved teenagers in high school. And it's and also you're a monster, like vampires and demons and that kind of stuff. It's really fun. So if you want to sign up for that, we have signups on our Twitter. And yeah, just follow me on Twitter. That's the best place. But yeah, I had a great time. I love these people. I'm so excited for next week. Can't wait.
Fantastic, my friend. Fantastic. As for me, I am Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, part of the Tales from the Grim team here on the Twitch. Everybody's mentioned it. We have a lot of fun things, so I'll mention some things that are coming up that are we haven't mentioned yet. The formal announcement will be coming sometime in the next 48 hours, but we do have a new podcast coming out. It is called Fury Roll, and it is based on, and it is the walkthrough of Descent into Avernus. So we will be running through that bad boy in podcast form, and I really can't wait for that. We've already had a little taste of it, and it is fantastic. We also will have the community event that is going to be starting a week from Friday. That is our Outbreak Undead seasonal community campaign, where you play yourself using the Outbreak Undead system of character creation and put yourself into an undead apocalypse. Last year it was zombies, this year vampires. So we are going to have a lot of fun, and dying is all part of the fun. So if you're interested in joining that game, I still have, I think, 3 open seats. Go to the Discord down below, jump over there, and you will see that there is a, for our one-shot mini-series type, I think it's one-shot, it's in that chat. Just make sure that you're interested, and I will put you on the list, and we'll have some fun. But a week from now, we have Star Trek. Tomorrow night, we have Realms Remembered. It's going to be a doozy. And then a week from tomorrow, Realms Remembered's very first episode where the party will be together happens, and that is going to be something I've been waiting about 6 months for. So I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait to fly in the Shackleton Expanse again with these wonderful people. Unfortunately, I'm not sure yet, but I might have to have the Command Red on again next week, I guess. We'll see. I liked my time as Revo. I like my Bajornir ring. I like all of you very much. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you have a lot of selections. Selecting us is great. But as the campfire goes down, there is only one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s, but you can always role play. We'll see you next time, friends.